Hello, my name is Steve Bigelow with the Candlestick Forum. We did see a bullish trading day on Friday, but it might be just getting over lethargic trading for the last few weeks. So we want to point out, remember, few month and a half ago, we had a big trading day to the upside. However, we had to point out that this was not a candlestick reversal signal. And the reason that is relevant is even on a big trading day, the Japanese rice traders have had 400 years to analyze what this signal might have represented as far as a change of investor sentiment. And there is nothing that illustrates a change of investor sentiment. So the assumption has to be that if this was a relevant reversal signal, this would be a strong uptrend. The assumption would be that if this is not a reversal signal, you want to be a lot more skeptical, doubtful of whether this was the true reversal. And then as we illustrated, that being a bullish left-right combo, bullish engulfing signal is what created the uptrend. So we're seeing that in Friday's trading, where we had a big move to the upside. However, that's not a reversal signal. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean there isn't the possibility or the probabilities that you're heading higher. But because it's not showing that there's any identifiable change of investor sentiment, maybe you watch to see what happens at the first resistance level. Same scenario on the NASDAQ. Not a reversal signal in itself, but could be upside, which would make one of these targets where you want to watch a little bit more diligently to see if that's where it runs out of steam. However, when we're in a market condition like this, there are still very strong signals and patterns, like the best friend breakout. We are in the process right now of doing a statistical study of what the probabilities are that if you see a best friend signal, what's the probabilities of your uptrend? Number one. Number two, once we do see the uptrend, we know we've got indicators like the T line that tells us we can stay long until what we saw on Friday. There was finally a close back below the T line. That was time to take profits. So anytime we see a breakout situation, like you saw in ALKS on Friday, the Candlestick Forum has the chat rooms that teach people constantly what to expect from here. Obviously, if it opens down here on Monday, not telling you that breakout's working. We know what the probabilities are based upon how a price opens after a reversal signal, and especially a strong reversal signal. So we are doing a statistical study, which again is based off the expected results of a strong price move, best friend breakout through a resistance level, of what the probabilities are based upon how it opens the next day. Now, this is not rocket science. This is just taking the information built into candlestick analysis, where the Japanese rice traders tell us when there's a major change of investor sentiment. All we have to do is learn how to use that information, especially on how it confirms when we're in a strong uptrend. Works just as well, again, on the downside. We've suggested shorting APLS because of kind of your dumpling top, your failure at the 50, your shooting star gap down, telling us there's lots of selling pressure. So what we do in our training every day in our chat room is show people what the expected results are of strong candlestick signals. Here's your bearish best friend, gap down. This is what we expect. That investor sentiment has been damaged. There's going to be a lot more downside. Remember, this type of information works on all time frames. If you see a big breakout move, Should you be buying here? Should you be buying here, buying here? That's where we train people how to go to a 10-minute chart. You could be buying here, 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 here. And then remember what the basic trading rules that we can use with the T line. Notice where it was time to take profits up here. Even though there was not a sell signal on your daily chart, your 10-minute chart was saying, all right, well, you've moved too far away from the T line. Look for some profit taking. Then you could always buy back if they took it, started taking it back up. Everything that is built into candlestick charts is just mere common sense of how investor sentiment works the same way time after time. So your great advantage is knowing the indicators that are going to produce strong market timing reversals. We're doing another mini spotlight training on January 14th to demonstrate the indicators that we can use to tell when there's been a major market trend change. That's important in that it allows the candlestick investor to decide whether they want to be predominantly long, predominantly short, or a combination of both. So with that, we'll see everybody in the chat rooms. We'll see you then.